major, second place, you know, run up against versus Dark Zero. But then in stage 3 and Berlin, things go really poorly for them. They get 6th in stage 3 of the AL, they get grouped in Berlin. Now here at Invite, they're looking to make up for the past, but they're finding themselves in the lower bracket. Border, first map against Soniqs. Astralis, they are banning their operators. The first one was Nomad. The second one, the defender, will be... The Frost. No Frost mats available. All windows are now going to be safe. You can jump right on in. Unless, of course, you find yourself in a goo mine instead. They'll be removed by Soniqs early on. And their defending choice operator ban will be... Well, they've been sticking with Solis very frequently. But they are open to changing it up, especially now after group stage. But it will be... Asami.
In terms of operator bans, we expect the Azami. Dokkaebi, Nomad, and Frost all have lower ban rates. I like the Frost ban actually quite a lot. Have we done a Frost ban yet? I don't believe
we have not cast you and I a Frost ban yet. No, I don't believe so. I'm sure it's happened though in a different matchup because Frost's pick rate, it's still looking pretty good.
No, I was curious if we had done one.
No, I don't. Not that I can recall. Also, we spoke about coaches looking dapper. You're right, Parker.
I told you, you doubted me.
Oh, yeah, I did.
You doubted me.
Call out is fully decked out. The tie, the suit, everything.
Man looks good.
He looks amazing. He does it so well.
Yeah, you didn't believe me one bit. Unbelievable.
That is on me. I will learn from my mistakes of the past.
Good.
Bomb site ventilation. Soniqs, of course, staying on the defensive side. Pretty much every single map, statistically, is a defender-sided map here at Invite 2023, and you and I, Parker, kind of spoke about why that might be. Well, the Solis, the Asami, the Valkyrie, the Mira, there are so many defending operators that you want to be target banning right now, and you can simply only pick one from both sides. That means that something strong will be left open. In this match, both Solis and Valkyrie will be in play and also picked by Soniqs in round number 1. That means that they will have a ton of information to work with, but also the option to deny information, particularly from Grixer on the Solis. Only found one drone so far, 9 left alive on the board, but we can already tell now that they're going for this jail wall breach with the can opener. Grixer won't have to peek it, the gadget gives that away. Of course, you won't know if any members are entering from that breach, but if there's no drone, you can somewhat safely assume that nobody's going to be looking to go in because you're not going to go in blindly against Soniqs.
All right, let's look at these maps. Before we get into the action, we'll take a look at what the map shakeup is. Because you're probably wondering, if you haven't watched Border yet, what's going on here? Well, it actually was just leapfrogged over by Clubhouse.
Oh, okay.
It is now the second most played map. They've been going back and forth. Cafe nipping at its heels. Border is, as far as I can tell, other than Bank, is the closest map that we have. Well, it's tied with Villa, but Villa has far fewer play rates. To the most even map between these teams. 53% of the rounds for Border have been won by the defenders, 47% by the attackers. The most defender-sided bomb site is Archives Armory up top. It has been played quite a lot. 84 of the 215 rounds. That's not where the Soniqs will start, though. They go down below to Ventilation Workshop. It's got a 50-50 win rate, and it's the second most played bomb site.
Flip the coin and look at the outcome. Soniqs falling back early from that top floor hold. They recognize the member is isolated inside a stock, but the Buck of Forest has that soft destruction.
Oh, first contest is Rex, and trading out half his HP to kill Forest. You need a good performance here from Forest. Shuttle as well, I believe, was the one involved in that altercation. Takes out Citizen, but Shuttle was at one point the worst rated player individually at the 6 Invitational for a team like Astralis that made it to the Charlotte Major Finals and looked so good. You cannot have a performance like that from Shuttle.
No, you can't. Soft breach goes south. Speaking of that, C4 as well. Gunner finds Shuttle, says his name, he falls to the grave. Soniqs are playing off of the bomb site. It's read well by Astralis with this soft destruction, keeping them away from the bomb site itself. They can now stop planning down that diffuser.
Obviously, it's pretty bad to lose Citizen, but Astralis will fall by the wayside. J90 finishing off Geo, at least getting the down, but not out. That leaves Rexon in a 1v2. Suddenly, Astralis with the advantage. They finish off what little was left of Geo. And J90 will get the diffuser down successfully. One round in and you're already getting objective play. That's a pretty good start. Rexon doesn't see Iconic, and the King himself lands the final shot. Astralis on their own map take the first round.
I want to put a global instead, bro, because like they're kind of sitting around. I might bring Jackal instead for the win. They're sitting like in weird spots right now.
Yeah.
If I lurk, it might be. Yeah, I might bring Jackal.
And then you can orient your shit like more side too, Brox. Or you can rip the floors too if they're bringing the castle.
Yeah, I almost caught that guy.
Oh, no, you should rip the IQ floors too, Brox, so you can like look for camps for us and we can keep the util. And then you can fucking just like, you can see the Solus too with that.
There it is. So many decisions to be made on the attacking side because of how the operator band turned out. The Solus, the Valkyrie, deployable shield, soft destruction, verticality, a hard breach, wall deny. So many things on your checklist as an attacking team, but Astralis not just win the first round, but are very quick to the punch of realizing that these might be problems in the future. Let's get ahead of them right now. The IQ from floors, it is going to mean less utility and pretty much just a walking gun that can find electric gadgets, but it's such an important step because of the Valkyrie, of the Solus. So Astralis are recognizing a win condition for Soniqs. It was Citizen last round on Valkyrie. It'll be him on Solus this time instead. Citizen caught on the bomb site. Verticality above him was not recognized. It wasn't seen. Shuttle got that kill easily. Twitch being brought up by J90. Can also, of course, deny these default cameras. Twitch drone and Twitch herself got a buff recently. Did lose the grip, so a little bit more recall on the gun of the F2. But one more regular drone in pocket. It's also why you see more and more Twitch players at the 6 Invitationals rocking that DMR instead, because the recall can be difficult at times on the FAMAS.
Absolutely. The 417, as you can see, can be played by both the Lion and the Twitch, so versatility there. And teams will use the sound of a gun to give them information as to what operator is on the board. Of course, if you're using the V308, Lion is the only operator with access to the gun. It is a very distinct sounding weapon. You don't reveal what operators you pick anymore, so if they hear that gun, they go, oh, there's a Lion.
That's true. If you play the glass, don't shoot default cams with the sniper. Go over a secondary pistol instead, perhaps.
Or if somebody else do it.
Or let someone else do it. If you
Same with
teammates.
Blackbeard, another very distinct gun.
Opening kill from Soniqs. Again.
Oh, they'll add to it. Geo looking for more than that. They're not content with just the 3 kills so far. Wow, this is quite the box out. Soniqs have utterly shut the door on Astralis getting into the building. Only Citizens taking some damage.
That extended security hold paying off. Now Astralis, they're just kind of... They're fishing, looking for an easy opportunity, but it might not present itself. All members of Soniqs up above either need... Well, there is one below Gunner, but he can get back up with the Oryx gadget. Gets the kill, goes up, and just play that mad advantage down. Wait for the clock, 1 minute and 12 seconds.
Shuttle to try to stave off a flawless round from Soniqs. Sidearm out as he doesn't feel confident. The Type 89 and doesn't want to go for the reload either. He can't stop it. P90 too strong. Soniqs flawlessly done on that second round.
I guess walked in like, hey, this guy's in sight, what the fuck?
I don't know if that was a guy or if that was a cabinet. I was like, what the fuck?
Who was it?
I think.
We're going bathroom first.
I killed Ash.
Okay.
Very close round number 1, followed by a flawless
Get
round.
these kills, they're always gonna run at you. So stay
Number
back.
2.
Don't try to rotate as much. It's every man for himself.
I'm gonna play Echo. Okay.
Ooh, Citizen on Echo will be
Okay.
watch.
That is not very common from the old Ben days. Geo put it, it's every man for himself. I'm not sure if he's referring to the opponent team or that of Soniqs, but yeah, in that round in particular, it literally was every man just fighting for their own life, and the Soniqs came out on top flawlessly. Of course, Citizen joining the Soniqs roster was not a questionable roster change by any means, but it's like Soniqs already had a very good roster, getting good results, and finally finding that international success, making, you know, past group stage, etc. But Citizen, having been on G2 for what, 2 years or so, give or take, it looked like he was pretty much gonna be in that roster at least until after Invitationals that we're playing at right now. But a sudden change after stage 3, going from Europe to North America, having the debut tournament at the 6 Invitationals for Soniqs, big surprise. But a welcomed one at that, I would say. The Soniqs doing group stage had a very good run, only suffering a loss to M&M, who were undefeated during groups. Of course, this is lower bracket. Soniqs had a run-in with Dark Zero yesterday. It was a very close series. Ultimately, Soniqs fell 1-2 in map score and find themselves now here against Astralis.
Nook going in, trying to take advantage of this early round, and will run into the echo of Ben, but Citizen gets kill number 1. Scampers back to the bomb site. The Nook of Forest, not finding anything. Forest 0-3 so far, and he's been the player from Astralis involved in all of these early altercations. Soniqs perfect when it comes to these opening duels as well through 3 rounds.
Why play Yokas on site when you just roam and get a kill instead? Ben just applying that pressure. I call him Ben, by the way, because he's totally attacked like that. Armory entry, successful.
Spiff, the spaceman himself, finds 2 for his trouble upstairs.
Is that a wallbang?
And another as well as the Tracers give away the position of Rexen. Astralis' newest members only had a little bit of time to adjust to this roster, playing in SCS, so at least he's had some actual game day reps.
That's a good point. Of course, nothing quite like the Invitational. It's the highest level of play of the year. Geo reads the situation perfectly, knows the whereabouts of Thatcher.
But he just can't do enough damage to shuttle. Geo probably shouldn't have walked away with that one, but if there's anybody who's got the experience and knowledge to make a play like that, it's going to be Geo. Citizen punished by J90. It's Geo with that tiny bit of HP left. The roaming echo obviously not paying off, and then Soniqs picked apart as they were trying to dance back to the bomb site. Spiff with 3 kills, and now the diffuser down as well. Oh my, he knows. Is he gonna get the pop-up? No, Iconic will drop. And it's Spiff with the 4K and the diffuser planted. Incredible round from Spiff, incredible round from Astralis.
Explosive armor really pays off.
Holding for these lurks off the rip, slow it down, bro, and then just fucking like lurk when we're doing our clear across the top. They're not gonna be able to focus on everything at once here.
I like that from Iconic.
I'll just do the sniper.
Split map presence. See the entry, gets denied, but then Spiff gets 1, gets 2, and gets all 3. That's top floor in full control of Astralis, with the exception of Geo, who's last man alive on East Stairs. Way off in the distance.
Spiff, boy oh boy. Enters through Armory, takes down 1, and then another, and then a third, 2 through wall bangs, playing off of his own abilities. For an 18-year-old who just came into his top level of play and making his international and pro play debut at the 6 Invitational, there's no higher stakes than this. Very easy for a newer player to wilt under that pressure. We've seen a bunch of rookies that have made their debut here do exceptionally well. One will be in action later today that pops to mind immediately, and that's Gavin on DZ.
Right. Tiger repicks all across the board from Astralis. They don't change around too much as who gets to play these particular operators. Forest on Sophia, he's not really had success so far, mostly playing the IQ, then the Nook in the previous round. Now gets to play soft breach flex duty instead. Soniqs iconic from Astralis rather, made the note that try and hit them while the execute is happening. They can focus across the entirety of the map. Instead of that early aggression, spread out towards that mid-stage of the round when things are more of a guesswork for the defenders. A wise note to make, I think, because it's very accurate. When you first walk in the building, well, Soniqs, they are right there ready to fight you. Later on, they fall back towards the bomb site. That's when the map will be more open to the attackers. That's when you can strike with a lower chance of dying.
All 4 of those kills for Spiff coming in the previous round. Now he's by that armory door, same position as he was before. Rexen is droned down. Rexen about to lose the safety of those reinforcements. Just to his right, Ace Selmas go off. Now Rexen under fire. Luckily, he has a hatch to drop through and get back in. Gunner engaging on the Shuttle. Losing out on that battle, but Shuttle traded off by Citizen. The Aruni inside a fountain, and Astralis, they're finding their marks. Forest hops in, gets a pick on the Rexen. What little was left gets out of there very quickly.
You see, that's Forest acting in the middle of the chaos, jumping in through side window and then getting straight back out. That's the small change that Iconic mentioned, and it pays off immediately after. Forest listening to his teammates' ideas. Geo on side, Prepsy 4 on the floor. Grixer. He's nearby in open area customs. Not too far off, but the bomb site, it's all been destroyed. That floor, so many lines of sight towards the bomb site, nowhere is really safe. Astralis, they could just set up a plant momentarily, but they got so much time to work with, they don't need to rush to the motion.
There's the Nitro Cell that goes off. Spiff losing a ton of HP in the process. Final minute. SQ working from behind. A desperate attempt from Geo finds absolutely nothing. Still just watching himself bleed away, but there's a pick for Geo. Cannot get to safety as Grixer comes to the rescue. He's got 2 picks and a third as they try to dive on him, but nobody can slow down Pablo.
That's the thing about Soniqs. They have so much clutch potential. We said the same thing for Astralis all of last year in the NAL.
Dude, I don't know what these guys are doing.
But Grixer, Rexen,
Playing these guys every round is a nightmare.
always showing up when a clutch presents itself.
Yeah, do they use retake?
Demoralizing round loss. Geo fighting verticality left, right, and center. Gets a kill somehow and almost gets out. Soniqs playing close enough to one another to trade those deaths. Get it back to a 1v1. Now, I had a talk with Demo a few nights ago, and we're talking about map philosophies and how you can break things down and kind of how we see the maps as casters and talent members. And Border is the map where attackers can rush for pretty much every single execute because you always have immediate access to every single bomb site. Armory, the archive store and window, the armory wall itself. Tell us that we just saw that window outside. Ventilation, the main door walk-in as well. You can always go absolutely crazy with a blitz, with a ying, with a lion, etc. And Astralis almost showed it to us. They were hovering the blitz and the sense. Might want to get really quick on the round. They changed it up. The Finka being brought out to assist the gunfights. Astralis, one of the few teams that are still commonly bringing out this operator Finka. Oh.
Choice as to whether you want to bring the Spear or the LMG for the Finka, Nick. Spear in the hands of Iconic, no LMG is there. LMG's nerfed across the board, that's why you see their prevalence so low. Gridlock's LMG, Capitão's LMG, not really viable all that much. Zofia's pick rate is in the basement right now, and she's lost the LMG as well. They're using the regular assault rifle. Ooh.
Yeah.
Shuttle actually tried to stop those Selma charges from going off. I think he only got the 1 though.
Another save round from Astralis early on. Just wanted to hold on to that even ground, not lose the opening kill. Spiff being patient as ever. Citizen with a good read, can prone check it back. Doesn't risk the gunfight. Has to see if he wants to use it. Nade below. What?
How does Citizen walk away from that? And he'll continue to run away. Geo with a kill too. Spiff, first one on the board for Astralis. Soniqs have either gotten the first blood in every single round or at least traded. Doesn't matter for the overall score sheet because Astralis has still converted 2 of those rounds despite being at a disadvantage. They found another pick while we were speaking, and now it's a 3v3. Perfect time to slow things down, but Spiff has other ideas. Leading 7th kill as Geo is no more. Most kills in the lobby at the moment. An extraordinary debut we've seen from Spiff over the last couple days and doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
Spiff always in the right place, right time, playing off his teammates' deaths essentially. Shuttle jumped in the window, Spiff is there in the door, trades a kill, not as a Citizen. He actually got out of security back on the bomb side, but he has 1 HP left. These 2 C4s in pocket can do some damage, but no, it got shut down immediately.
Wow. There's the diffuser to be planted. Can Grixer pull off the same magic that he did in the previous round? Yes, he can, but he doesn't have the opportunity to do more than 2. Stops the plan in its tracks, but there's just too many players from Astralis still up. An impressive way to scale that mountain, but
we're getting the gaps right now. Let's keep
thought he was up, but it was a false summit.
I'm going to play peeled back and work this time around the horizontal. I'm going to let Citizen leave, then take off.
Keep playing those gaps. We see a Geo getting caught from that deep angle all the way from 90 through Fountain. Did not expect the angle to be there. Astralis, beautiful recovery from what could have been a thrown 1 versus 3. Became a clutch 1v1 instead. Taylor's bomb site, 2nd attempt for Soniqs. Didn't go too well last time. Astralis playing on the objective. They want early kill advantage, hold on to it, try and get that diffuser planted. They planted 2 of their 3-round victories, and they were about to plant another 3rd round that we just witnessed. Could easily be a 3-3 half. Mirror upstairs, it's the first time we'll see this operator being played. The mirror windows. One going single wall, facing that triple office breach. Of course, all the soft feed holes put in all of the wall. Second mirror in pocket so far. Could put it practically anywhere, upstairs, downstairs. Let's see where Rexen chooses. This particular wall facing Archives would be the good old stable classic one. But you would kind of need a shield to protect it because it can be seen from that office breach, but of course the second mirror window covers that area. So they're kind of helping one another. Astralis, they don't really have the best tools to deal with these mirror windows. They have no heart breach, no ace, no Hibana. The Twitch drones, really the only way to deal with it, or smoking it from Twitch as well. Taking upstairs control is going to be very difficult for Astralis, and this is going to just brute force the way through kills. Heavy presence upstairs from Soniqs. They know they can hold the bomb site vertically for the most part. The side window not gonna get rushed. Push drone in this, we call this Gandalf in G2 when I played there.
Why?
It looks like a wizard tower.
Huh?
Gandalf.
Oh.
Yeah. C4 though. Oh, it finds Spiff, the top gunner. Nice Twitch drone.
Excellent use of the Twitch drone. And Astralis have lost 2 players. Soniqs will go through an entire half, never once surrendering first blood, or at minimum, never once giving their opponents any prolonged advantage, because there was that trade all the way back in round number 4. Soniqs being unable to convert these rounds is obviously not a very promising sign, but I will remind you that this is Astralis' map. You expect them to beat Soniqs across the board. Given the stats on board, though, 53 rounds for the defense. So, Citizen, he holds court, and it could be another flawless round for Soniqs to close things out. J90 missing. Still outside of the building. He's got all the time in the world, Nick.
Citizen spinning on these stairs.
Twirling towards freedom, I believe. No flawless to be had. J90 vaults in. 2 picks.
Headshot.
That's that power of the F or the 417. No frost, so you don't need to look down when you vault in. That is a major benefit. J90 will not need to pick his poison, but Gunner, almost a DMR of his own, that TCSG. They'll take round number 6. Soniqs have not trailed once in this match, or have not won once in this match and been ahead. They've always trailed or been tied with Astralis. First half in the books.
Citizen did a 360 right before he swung, before he died.
You gotta go for the style points.
Yeah, I mean, if you got the 1v5, you might as well.
Diffuser planted twice. Rounds 1 and 3, first bloods overwhelmingly in favor of Soniqs. Ventilation, Armory, and Tellers have been the 3 bomb sites that these squads, or rather Soniqs, have rotated through, and these squads have played on.
Upstairs start, Forest on the dock, looking to get into these gunfights most likely. Dock on border, tremendous value. There's so much chip damage, wall bang damage, etc. Long lines of sight with those dock stim pins that can just reach your teammates from across the entire map almost. Nades below often get you injured. We spoke about fast rounds. I'm seeing Monty, I'm seeing Ying, and I'm seeing a Glass. This is going to be one of those archive/sandwich window executes most likely from Soniqs. And again, border, the perfect map because you have instant access to the bomb site. Soniqs, they are no strangers to this strat. They've done it before in the NAL domestically, and they're looking to do it again on international grounds against Astralis. They might be familiar with this lineup. They might know what's to come.
These 2 teams know each other quite well. They've played a number of times in the North American League. When you see regional mates going head-to-head, there usually needs to be some new spice brought. Every single team that comes to this event will bring something solely for 6 Invitational. You know how important this is, you know how crucial this World Championship is, and players, when you talk to them, they dream of winning this event.
Oh, they know.
They absolutely know this is coming. Geo will be stopped for a moment. He might be able to crouch under this. Shuttle down, that's the Glass firing away through the wall. Look at Rexen all the way back. A slow start for Rexen, 1 and 5.
Just bait out the Toxic Babes now if you're Soniqs. Once they run out, that's when you can start planting.
And the Dock of Forest will get Shuttle all the way back to full HP. Toxic Canister goes. Diffuser looked like it was going to get planted, but Soniqs back away in the midst of the smoke. They'll break through. And just like that, Gunner takes 2 of them down. Cannot get any more. Over towards Fountain. Spiff watches Office. And Geo will sit on top of that Diffuser with his shield fully extended. Forrest is outside the building trying to get some attention. They know there's only 2 left. The Glaz not giving an inch. Need to be very careful with this. Rexon doesn't miss. Not at all. He sees the Dock. J90 putting in good work. Oh my, Rexon's been downed. It's Grixer now in a 1v2. Rexon, is he recoverable? All you need to do is waste another 8 seconds. J90 manages to make the cross, and now he'll go onto the Diffuser.
It's on the window.
Forrest is watching the window, and he's able to walk in and get the kill past the point of no return. They get the picks, but Forrest doesn't have the time. Sonic successful on their first attack.
I can't believe it. He's outside the building from main door, climbs up there towards the yellow bus, and holds the window rotation.
That fucking gimp.
That is way too close for comfort.
The fact I got 2 right there is actually insane. Literally just
Gunner with this saving play here, pushing through 2 Toxic Babes and a barbed wire through his own smoke, finds 2 kills before being traded back. Of course, Rexon on the glass played it almost perfectly. Did get injured in the end there by getting sidelined by Forrest on the Dock outside the building and spawn.
I cannot believe he died to that. It's actually stunning.
No, it is. I've never seen that before, especially not work out.
No, he was there.
Bit of a surprising factor for sure.
You don't say.
Rexon said, I'm not sure what that reference is to or for, but yeah. Missed the other text message, I believe.
I don't always read what's going on in the chat.
I do sometimes. If it's funny. It's not always funny.
Not always funny.
Now, there was a consideration to opt to the same lineup, the Glass and the Ying. Just the Ying this time, but Citizen's turn. So we often see teams, for example, BDS, they have Leaky Fag and a Lemsh, and if they're rushing, it's going to be Leaky Fag playing the Ying. If they're going for a late run execute, it's going to be a Lemsh. I'm curious if whether Gunner or Citizen plays that same operator, if it has any impact on what the objective is with the round. Gunner went for the rush. We could see Ying on Citizen or other way around. Go for a more organized style of a round. Taking the steps 1, 2, 3 first before hitting that bomb site. Very spread out members of Soniqs. Looking to get that phantom pressure everywhere on the map all at once. It's risky because you're isolated, but it can pay off very quickly. 3 members on the side window. They might try and go for a rush instead. Not yet though. They're holding on. Might try and force or tries to rotate off the side by applying that pressure early in the round and come back to the bomb site. So go your canister below the window. It can get popped. It's gonna stall 20 seconds at minimum. Soniqs, they did have the plan to go straight forward, but the plan's been read once again by Astralis. Well adapted, well adjusted. An injure goes through, but I don't think the confirm will come along.
Oh, so long, Forrest.
Good cover.
Feast and famine is the style of play that Forrest has been. He and Shuttle desperately need to have a good series against Soniqs. Shuttle so far 2 and 7 on support roles quite often. A little caveat.
4 and 7.
No, Shuttle is 2 and 7.
Sorry, I was looking at Forest. Sorry.
You know why? It's because you saw the forest for the trees. Ooh! Nice peek by Iconic. Goodbye, Gunner. Citizen has his teammates back, but not before. They've already made SQ bleed. Soniqs have the numbers advantage right now.
Can they hold on? These Thunderbird stations are healing up the side of Astralis. Spiff half HP. What?
What?
Rexon?
I don't know if that was intentional or not.
It was in.
Hopped in, and then he was out. Grixer goes as well. Soniqs with just 2 remaining.
It's gonna be a tough round for them now. Diffuser upstairs. No bumps at control. Gotta go for kills. They're looking for it. Tukin doesn't pocket of Citizen. He might read the situation perfectly. There is one member inside of office.
Oh, as free as the day is long.
What next, though? Get Diffuser up. Geo has 2 Selma charges. Hatch should be opened up already by the defending team. Both, well, actually, Shuttle alone on bomb side. Spiff going for a flank up main stairs.
pitter patter.
Now they know.
Gee, there goes a smoke. Shuttle peeks the hatch. And now it's a run from Spiff. He'll take from above. I don't think Citizen is expecting this. Spiff has full control. Geo gets the diffuser down, but Spiff has no intel. The Candela rolls out. Geo will vacate the premises. And that's just experience, baby. 5-3 for Soniqs.
One of you guys
I'll tell you to shut the fuck up next time. I already told I had the cam.
Yeah, it's fine. Just let one person come.
That's it to rush up, but we just inside.
What is going on in that other match?
Outside of that, the rest of you guys, we got to go exposing outside. Like, take your advantage, that's fine, whichever you think you're expecting that shit much right now. Try to your player hard zones, let's stack the site, make sure they can take us, kind of go into that game plan that we got the other troops outside of border, right? So we kind of got Jason and bring the war, they're bringing the fucking glass in like, all the time right now, so bring the war as well. So outside of that, we're fucking something, all the ground control. So close it. If you can't penetrate, then outside of that, just play the hard zones. Soniqs comes in on them, take the chance.
Alright, let's go Armory here. I'm gonna need a mirror, Ward, and Goyo. Let's put 2 flames for the fucking archives plant. Ward and play Armory with the mirror here. And then let's put a fucking radio mirror right now, alright? Yeah.
Try the C4 ski.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring Valks around the map right now.
Yeah, I'm bringing the C4 just because
Exceptionally hard to hear what was being said, by the way.
I gathered some of it.
Yeah. I think it's smart. It'll eventually like force them to take Goyo over something.
I wasn't.
Oh yeah, my bad. Fucking
I think they're armoring.
I can confirm it right now.
Alright, so
They're not-
Astralis. These are the reasons why just one single round of a rush is so effective. Astralis' entire focus has shifted from playing close together for gunfights into completely countering the Glass Ying executes. They're talking the Goyo, they're talking the Warden, and they're talking the Mirror. 3 out of 5 operators entirely brought just to counter the possibility of a rush again. And Soniqs, they're gonna go straight away from the Ying onto this more lurk-based operator of the Nuke. They're gonna change their playstyle entirely. So the adaptation to the adaptation should favor Soniqs. Besides that, I didn't catch much of what Call-Out was saying, the coach of Astralis, but it's just playing together, counter the possibility of glass, always bring out the Warden, and play vertically. Play on 2 floors instead. Security extension hold. You can't just play on the bomb side, of course, you have to extend out, otherwise attackers get way too much control, way too easily, as well as way too quickly. The cell map, try again. It's above the reinforced wall, it will not go off. Good news is he got 2 more pockets. Oh, Citizen.
He's gonna get this! At least it looked like it!
It's awkward.
The only thing he gets is away with his life. The adrenal surge really helping him out there. If it wasn't for that adrenal surge, Ben would be completely dead.
Yeah, that's a good point. Completely saves him. Oh, she looked like a very easy kill, just recall sometimes to a wall.
To be fair, the way that Shuttle was walking was a little odd. I mean,
What, NPC walking, you mean?
it was a little, yeah.
Just waiting for these adrenal surges to get Ben back on HP so that he's in a fighting state. That's right now, taking a fight is very disadvantageous for him. That's a freebie. Goner taking down Iconic. The mirror would have been popped already. Spiff's location and position. Very vulnerable. Great shot.
Still firing away. Forrest goes for the run out. Attempt number 2 from Citizen, but Spiff reads into this. Spiff has been phenomenal so far in this series. Through a single map. Gonna keep it up. And might I remind you that this is Astralis' map pick again? Soniqs have won on both halves. Since the side swap, Astralis unable to get anything going on defensive border. Haven't gotten the first pick either. Astralis still searching for a successful first blood. Spiff expects to jump in, he's very correct, but Shuttle is there to take care of the remainder of Rexon. The Selma's opened up the wall leading from office. What can SQ do with this? 2v2.
Such a good read by both teams, honestly, and it's why it's a 2v2 right now. But now the guessing game begins. Flashbang's coming out.
Grixer reads into it, softens up Shuttle, but he knows that the Warden's gonna swing up top stairs. Shuttle and J90 combining for the final 2 kills. That would have been map point for Soniqs. A do-or-die round for Astralis. And they do.
Side right now. We're going to do a hard and horizontal. It's going to castle out to bolster the east side up here.
You want to bring Kate for hatches then?
Yeah, we can bring Kate too. And then
Can we get like a stick for the walk now?
Should I hit the pulse?
One of the reasons why I think it's so enjoyable to watch these two teams duke it out is because they both have very similar strengths when it comes to team play. Playing close together, playing that trade game successfully.
Can we get passport too?
It's so...
Yeah, who can get the passport walls?
I can get them. Do I need to get 2 or 1?
I have a glitch right now.
Just 1?
There we go. I'll just taking up all that information that I could right there from watching it. Sorry. Just how well these two teams can play the trade game. It's so freaking that we see teams go in and kind of blunder these 2v1s and 2v2s, and it's just like a very one-sided trade. But we're finding ourselves in these 2v2s and 1v1s and 1v2s because both Astralis and Soniqs are so effective at trading it out. Gonna have a quick rehost. Get an update for you as to why, if that information becomes available to us. Right now we do not know, but a quick one. Just boot back up the server, slap in the settings, the operator bands, etc. We're right on the way in just a moment. Nothing too crazy happened. It was setup phase in the prep. Astralis setting up their reinforcements. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay.
Very impressed with the Soniqs so far.
I'm really sorry.
For Astralis to win out in regulation, they need to go perfect for the remainder of this map. Entirely possible. First half was a 3-3 though.
Can I get another water too? Thank you.
Stay hydrated, friends.
Hydro homies, right?
Thank you.
It's an issue with one of the players not being successful in-game at using their gadgets or deploying reinforcements.
What do we have earlier? Somebody in the heroic game just couldn't shoot, and then they just said, just press mouse 1. It's very simple, really. Well, sometimes it just isn't.
I think they can see the chat, even though it's in team.
No, I don't think they can.
But they have a cat in the room?
We can see the chat.
We can.
We can.
You and I.
Well, I assume they can as well. No, they can't because it only shows up on the observer monitor, which we have access to.
Do we have a Solace?
There are 3 monitors currently in front of us and a very large television as well.
Is it technically a very large television? Would you specify it as a
I
very
guess if I went to somebody's home, that would be a very average-sized television.
Okay, yes, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking an average size television, which is a big screen, of course, but it's not a very large television screen.
It's
Is that a
a television screen. Either way, the monitor in front of me displays the first observer, the game, what you're going to see on your screen without any graphics, anything like that. The middle monitor between Nick and I is a persistent top-down monitor that will show the bomb site and give us a good idea of where everybody is. It's not first person, it's a second spectator that is just top down. And then on the right side, it's the program. It's what you see on your screen right now. Call it fist bumping people, that's on our right monitor.
Yep, and then the big TV is a mirror, so the same thing as the very far right monitor as well.
It's the program as well.
It's also the program. Now, if you're curious, as the caller, that is my job, to break things down. I spend about as much time looking at the top-down view in the middle monitor as I do in the first-person point of view in the other monitors. Whereas Parker, I mean, he looks top-down as well, but not quite as frequent.
I'll glance.
He'll glance here and there.
I'll glance over.
Something's happening.
We'll have one of you watch
We're working through the issue right now. We might have another quick one. The issue is that I believe teams cannot pick their operators or something like that.
Can't hear you.
Cannot interact with the game itself. So we'll just go again. Of course, a tight series, in case you've got the scoreline. It is, I got it as 5-4. Please tell me that's correct.
Yep.
Okay. 5-4 in favor of Soniqs, that is. That last time that we just saw was an Armory attack attempt. Came down to a 2 versus 2. But Astralis, they played so well together that they won out that 2v2 into 2 versus 0. Successfully defended Armory. It's their first defending round victory since the side swap 3 rounds ago. I'll say I'm very impressed with Citizen from Soniqs, playing both the Ying, the Nuke, and the more default operators, whatever that can be. Played Echo on defense as well. Citizen, kind of like Shaiko, they're always compared to one another because they're always fighting for number 1, number 2 in EUL about most kills and best rating. They often play like Jaeger or Iana, you know, purely frag-oriented operators. But Citizens, since joining Soniqs, has really started flexing out that operator pool, playing different operators. And Soniqs, ever since acquiring Geo in place of Super, has just added more and more depth to their roster in both the clutching, the early, mid, and late round. And I would dare say this is the best Soniqs roster so far.
Just to prove your point, Citizen has the highest KOST cost. That stands for kills, objectives, survival, and trades. Yes. The focus being that you are assigned a score based on how many kills you get, how well you play on the objective, that's getting diffusers planted or disabling diffusers or stopping diffusers from being planted. Survival, meaning you live through the round. Survive. Trades, meaning how quickly you are able to get a kill to avenge a teammate. Having the highest rated KOST at this event for a player who is just learning the system is phenomenal.
I think even trading is actually also how fast somebody will kill the person that killed you after you die. I think it's both ways, if I'm not mistaken. But more importantly, cost, the way that I simplify it is consistency. It's how well you are consistently playing across all the variety of Siege into a single statistic. That might be easy to understand when it boils down to. And that's also a good way to break down player value, because often you'll find support players having a high cost, KOST, but having a low KD minus or a low interest stat, for example. So it's not uncommon to see support players and flex players actually leading the cost ratings in that top 5 area.
Rexon might be the highest rated player on the team, currently sitting in 5th place overall, but just outside of the top 10 is Citizen. And I suspect Citizen's rating is only going to improve because ahead of him are 2 players from FaZe who are no longer with us. So, given that, there's room for improvement. Citizen entered today 103 kills to 82 deaths. Rexon 120 kills to 87 deaths. And then all the way down at the identical KD is Grixer, but with a much lower rating than Citizen. Maybe not much, but enough lower for him to be farther down the standings.
Early fire pop, that is one, make that... Nope.
Missed.
They clipped the edge. Don't make that too. Of course, the Goyo Fire covering most of that ventilation bomb site, so getting rid of those canisters early ensures that when Soniqs will hit the bomb site later on, they don't have to worry about this Goyo canisters. This is foresight, right? Planning ahead of time. We can tell the end objective is the plant site at the B bomb site, ventilation bomb site, because of those with terror drones cleaning out that area. While that's happening, Soniqs, they're making progress elsewhere on the map. It's on the east there side. Office window. They're starting to clear out the top floor from the east over to the west.
Just to talk about ratings, specifically mention Shuttle, who's having a very rough game. It's not getting any better. He did enter today as the lowest rated player at the event.
Okay. Is that of all players that are still present or just...
Every single player, period.
Okay.
So Shuttle is dead last at a .71. Pika at .78. Obviously on Direwolves, who went home. Black Ray, .78 as well. On CAG, who went home. Harambe at .79 on Direwolves, who also went home. But Spirits and Slevin are both at .79. Spirits and Shuttle are both very low rated, and they're here. Everybody else basically on this same level, with the exception of Fultz, has been eliminated. You have to go all the way up to a Lems at a .88, which is way up the standings to find the next player who's still here. So for Space Station, Fultz had a significantly better day. That'll help his rating. Shuttle, haven't really seen it just yet. And there you go. First to die as the Kaid wandering downstairs out in the open, unsupported, no intel. Shuttle is gone. Spiff continuing his impressive performance on the other side of the Shuttle coin. Gets kill number 1 for Astralis. It's on the Grixer. That was the 0 that answered and got that very first pick.
Yep, and those Goyo canisters, remember, they're clear from that B bomb site, so B window jump in is possible. Members of Astralis are far off the bomb site, and Rexon, he's got this angle covered. Duke can stop planting.
And there it goes, diffuser going down. How is the coverage from Soniqs? Gio at the halfway point. Goodbye, Gunner. Forrest doing great work, but there's Citizen from above. They don't seem to know this. Gio is down, Citizen falls. Rexon to clutch out. Astralis picking it up in the post plant, and well, Rexon doesn't know that J90 is looking through a window. Spiff hops on that diffuser just to add to an already superb game for him. We've got close matches all day yesterday. We got close matches all day today. We're going to round 12.
All right, listen, let's go. Calm down. Let's go BT here. We're going to do a hard zone on the top floor right now. We're going to have to set up the side E. Let's bring a cap pan horizontally, spread it for the side E. Bring a Goyo, and then let's bring a take Warden inside. Take Warden inside, I'll take Goyo.
You want the castle?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my melody setup.
Yeah,
or do you want to give East? Or?
No, we gotta play for East right now.
Okay, so I won't do that castle then.
Very surprised to hear just how much influence Iconic has as an individual on the very specifics of the round. What operators to bring, what area that we're going to be fighting for, and who's going to bring them. I did not see that coming. I always took Astralis as a team who had very set strats on paper when how Carla came into the squad and kind of changed things around from the back in stage 1 early last year. Iconic really rallying the troops together though, saying play the castle, play for East stairs, hold that ground. And if you recall, Soniqs, that's their step number 1. Whatever they can, they just take East stairs and they work from East over towards Armory. They just did it in the previous round. And now adaptation, Astralis, they will hold that ground as the starting point for their defense, and Soniqs will have to challenge that directly head on or change their entire approach to the round and where they will begin their roam clear. The Goyo canisters even being prepped and ready to waste time in the early stages of the round to burn down that clock. It's been favoring them so far. Soniqs got the bomb down the previous round, but the post plant above was shot down by 2 members flanking on the main stairs. Once you lose vertical control as an attacker, it's very hard to hold on to that diffuser.
I'd like to note that Astralis is 5-5 without ever winning an opening duel.
That is impressive.
That is a hell of a stat.
It makes you wonder how well would that go if they had gotten most of the opening kills.
I think you're a little bit more charitable with your trades, just looking at the way that you mark it down. I've only listed that there were 2 proper trades. You have 4 written down. Either way, I think we both agree based on your sheet and my sheet.
Yeah.
No time has Astralis gotten an uncontested opening pick. Conversion rate for Soniqs, quite poor. What do you think the main issue with that is?
Honestly, I think it's how tight both teams are playing together. Neither team allowing these opening kills to go uncontested, right? There's not just one member fighting one member. There are 2 members fighting 3 members. You're bound to be trading back and forth. And Iconic, he's isolated. Was gonna trade his teammate back possibly.
Oh, and there it is, the first uncontested kill for Astralis. I might have just spoke this into existence. Iconic looks for more. No, Citizen finishing him off. The advantage for Astralis was definitely there, and it allowed Iconic to take that chance. Obviously doesn't work out.
But even that is so close to a contested opening kill, right? A small advantage being gained, yes, but you can argue both sides. It's a back and forth. Spiff on such low HP, trying to play off him his Forest, hiding that passport corner. But Soniqs, they keep on finding these kills time and time again. The gaps, they are there for Astralis.
There's the pause now. SQ still have the advantage, so Forrest will take a chance. Over by passport, door doesn't get away. Grixer's watching him from top stairs. Shuttle in the bomb site, but he's exposed from a similar spot. He's got a castle barricade blocking one line of sight, small rotate next to it. Grixer posted up watching that exact angle. Proximity alarm ringing throughout the entire map. Spiff 3 kills, 0 deaths so far since coming back to this. And he'll unload his mag, losing out to Grixer. Shuttle in a 1v4. Diffuser going down in the hands of Grixer. Geo dead, so somebody has to do it. Shuttle walking in, and he decides to stop the plant instead of contesting anybody else. Map point for Soniqs.
Good job, Pablo.
Good job.
Good job, guys. One more round. Let's just get this shit. I actually shit on that guy. I had no idea where
Iconic, the attempt of getting another kill to make it 2 in the round in favor of Astralis, shut down by a 180-degree flick from Citizen on these stairs.
I got the army wall. So you focus on rotate right now. Just put bar middle and fucking.
Listen, let's get some of these. Let's get like the far right side triple wall so they can't be outside deep holding our cross 3 right now. Let's put a bandit on our fucking radio wall too here. All right.
Yep.
Are we putting a Troy mirror?
No.
A Troy mirror? Oh. Haven't heard that one before. Do I have an idea? Actually, I'm not sure where I would put the Troy mirror, I'll be honest. I don't even think Troy really plays mirror as far as I can remember, but hey, not currently at least.
Maybe at one point.
Maybe at one point. I mean, back in the way back when, there was BC playing that bucket mirror role. Remember, he had a phenomenal clutch against my team back then with a C4 in hand, and that round haunted me for a very long time, I have to say. For this round, however, mirror is being brought out as mentioned. I'm looking for where those mirror windows will be placed. There's 2 in pocket of shuttles so far, so a decision yet to be made. It could be on purpose, however. See where the push will come from, then put them down, or just a late setup. Fountain mirror. Oh boy, this seems back to like the old border before the rework.
Oh yeah.
People always put the mirror there, held this triple wall. Hard to break it apart because there's no soft destruction below. It's that fountain area. You can get a line of sight, but you can't get directly below it. Second mirror going down on the armory wall to help hold outside of security. So the extension on this armory defense is to hold as much map control as possible. One mirror helps security, second holds office. One mirror playing inside out near prep with a rotate. And you have your man of the hour, the Jaeger. That's going to be Spiff. Makes perfect sense to put him in this position because he's been playing him so well. Always in these do or die moments. He finds 2 kills almost every single time.
No damage yet. Timeout worked for Astralis. 2 rounds right after taking the TO, they win. Things were back to normal, round number 11. Pity though, Astralis got that very first opening duel. Still searching for the first kill in this round, about to hit the halfway mark. Spiff and Iconic are about arm's length apart. Spiff going for the run, he's playing inside of security and will now drop, giving his position away. Oh, Soniqs are so close right now. Inside a supply, and Gunner takes Spiff down. That's the hard carry from Astralis so far in this map.
Disgusting.
Forrest for the run out, cuts him off of a wire. Soniqs getting slaughtered as Forrest picks up 2 kills to add to that. Now it's a 2v2 though. Both teams finding their blows. Look at how close this game is. I'm feeling an overtime in my bones, Nick.
Yeah, and again, trading so effectively both teams. It looks like it's going to be a one-sided round for Astralis, but we're now back to a 2 versus 2 just 20 seconds later. Forrest, very low on HP, 2 nades and pocket off Brixer. Armory wall takeable for the attacking team because mirror window has been dealt with. They're in.
Rexon vaults in, he knows that he's got 1, but has to pick his poison, does it so well. Grixer's got Diffuser, Iconic to the rescue to try and save this map. Astralis' map pick. They don't want Soniqs going to their map. Up 1-0, and there's some damage to the wall. Iconic moving around the entire map. He might have found a blind spot. Down goes Rexon, but he's given his position away, and back towards Armory he'll go. Clock continuing to run. Iconic, great game sense. He'll have to duel Grixer. He's full HP. Grixer not. Knows where he is though now, playing on this armory wall. Iconic has some protection, baits it out, just killing time, but Grixer expects to jump out and sends Soniqs to map 2 up 1-0.
You did a good job there.
Grixer ice cold with the 1v1, otherwise it's overtime on the menu.
Get out, run away.
That is Astralis' map pick of border, but Soniqs, they show up in great force.
A lot of people had Soniqs in the Final Four. You picked them to make it to the finals. Well, they're gonna need a lower bracket run to accomplish that, and if it's gonna happen, it has to start